Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. As you can see, we do have a new temporary mobile setup, so please bear with me. We'll be back to normal before you know it. And a quick shout out to my newest patrons, Jimmy, Gort, Wick, Brad, Limburg, Alfred, and Jared. Thank you all very much. So first up today, of course, over the weekend, Tesla reported Q3 deliveries. The only thing I want to say on the matter is twofold. First, as you can see, Holmar shared that the rest of the auto industry, when it comes to Q3 of 2020 versus Q3 of this year, they're really struggling. And Kathy Wood came out and tweeted, I'll show you in a second, that a lot of the automakers are blaming it on the chip situation when she thinks it's more lack of demand. Where do you guys fall on that spectrum? I know it's a blend of both, but if you had to lean one way, which way are you leaning? Are they struggling because it's lack of demand for the vehicles or chip shortage? But more importantly, Holmar's nailed it because of this Tesla up 73%. That's from Q3 last year to Q3 this year. In my humble opinion, this is the only number that really matters. I know some of you are bummed out or frustrated because Tesla's production figures fell short of Rob's prediction of where it should have been over at Tesla Daily. But for me personally, I do not feel the need to get super granular when it comes to quarter-to-quarter stuff, because in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't matter. You know, a few hundred here, a few thousand there. Ultimately, when you zoom out, it doesn't matter that much. What you really need to know is that in 1 year, in the same chunk of time, Q3, Tesla grew their deliveries 73%. End of story. Everything is on track. Everything looks great. Absolutely no need to be disappointed at all by these Q3 numbers. So far this year, Tesla has delivered 627,000 vehicles, which means in Q4, for them to hit a 900,000 figure for the year, they will have to deliver 273,000 vehicles, which, in my humble opinion, after doing 240,000 in Q3, is absolutely on the table, but we'll have to see how the supply chain problems shake out in Q4. Here's that tweet that I mentioned from Kathy Wood. She said GM is blaming their decline in US sales on chip shortages. She says, what? EVs, hence Tesla, require 3 to 5 times more chips per car produced, and Tesla is seemingly beating the odds. But of course, Tesla is new and still growing, whereas GM has been steady for a while now. So it's not apples to oranges, and more importantly, Tesla has the ability to recode for different chips. Basically, they can write new software for new chips that are available, which they have already done multiple times, and these legacy automakers don't have that luxury. So once again, it's not apples to oranges, but where do you guys fall? Next up, Cyber Viking of Mars shared his Giga Berlin event factory tour invite. This once again is October 9th. As you can see, the GigaPress seemingly will be operational. You'll have the opportunity to explore how tons of raw metals are melted, pressed, and assembled to build the Model Y. The tour will last around 1.5 hours. Seating is not available. Wear comfortable footwear, and none of the equipment can be touched. Also, it seems as though they are paving a test road, presumably for test drives and test rides. So once again, in the next 5 days, this event will go live with around 9,000 attendees expected. Next up, Sawyer shared an email from Elon about music in the workplace. Elon said, just wanted to say I very much support music in the factory, as well as any little touches that make work more enjoyable. An associate just sent me a note asking if we could have one earbud for music so the other ear can listen for safety related issues. Elon said that sounds fine to me. Also, ambient music from speakers is totally cool so long as there is reasonable agreement among your colleagues as to the music choices. If there are other things that you think would improve your day, please let me know. I feel like that part about everyone agreeing on the music type may be difficult, but Elon cares very much that you look forward to going to work every day. Some interesting news here. Earl of Frunkpuppy tweeted to Elon saying we are inundated with white Model 3s and Ys because that is the free color option when you buy a Tesla. Elon said, good point. We'll discuss with the team. So maybe the free color for Tesla is changing. I would love to see this. Will silver come back? I know a lot of people would like that. I personally agree with Sawyer Merritt here. I would love to see a matte black option. Not that that would be the free option or even an option at all, but I would love to see it. Next up, we have a very cool, in my opinion, modification of the screen. As you can see, you can tilt back and forth. I would definitely do this to my vehicle if it wasn't going to cause any issues. I've included all of the links below to this specific mod and more information if you are interested. Sticking with Reddit, somebody asked what these chevron symbols were in the adjacent lane. Basically, if you are passing cars and the cars in that lane are moving significantly slower than you, these chevron symbols will show up as a warning to slow down. Moving on, a very quick note about JP Morgan. All I want to show you here that you probably can't see, their price target right now is $215 per share. Crazy, laughable, all of those things, but Jimmy Gugu on Reddit shared something from Capital IQ. The punchline here is that Ford and JP Morgan are in bed together. So all of the times that Ford has underwritten public offerings of stock, as you can see, the co-lead underwriter was indeed JP Morgan acting as the advisor. They make commissions, they go to each other to get certain deals done, in which there are kickbacks and commissions and all types of other things that go into it. So that would in part explain things like a price target boost for Ford from JP Morgan. More importantly though, if you scroll down, JP Morgan analyst Ryan Brinkman lifted his price target to $18, the highest on Wall Street for Ford. And other things like this. Ford-backed Argo chooses Citigroup and, you guessed it, JP Morgan to go public. Simply put, we have Ford, JP Morgan. There you have it. So here we have it, Tesla and Rivian. I honestly hate this story because I want to root for Rivian very badly, but when I read these things, it's becoming really hard. I wish we had more information about what's really going on. Is RJ Scaringe involved? If so, at what level? Because that would change my perception of the company and how it's operating from the top down. But at this point, I don't think we really know for sure. Basically, what's going on, Tesla had opened up some legal actions against Rivian for stealing some trade secrets, poaching employees, and things like that. Now Tesla is expanding that legal action to include Rivian basically stealing proprietary battery technology. Tesla said in the filings, now apparently under pressure from investors after nearly a dozen years without producing a single commercial vehicle, Rivian has intensified its unlawful efforts. The first legal action that Tesla brought, they had accused Rivian of taking proprietary info related to recruiting, bonus and compensation plan for sales personnel, and manufacturing project management systems. And now Tesla adding to that legal action saying, including one instance this summer where Tesla defectors were caught red-handed stealing the core technology for its next generation batteries, the most essential element for any EV according to a court filing. So look, I'm not naive. There's going to be competition. There's going to be some level of foul play. There are billions of dollars at stake in this nascent market. Rivian and Tesla are going to be going head to head to some degree, although it really should be them together against the ice and oil industry. There is going to be that battle within the EV bubble, R1T versus Cybertruck. So ultimately, we'll see how this shakes out in court, but does this change your perception of Rivian? If so, let me know. Moving on, James Stevenson on Twitter shared this very cool infographic over on Twitter. I have linked it below to his account, but as you can see going through, it just shows Tesla's annual vehicle sales over the trailing 12 months. This is global, of course, and this is the type of growth that everybody has been wanting to see. And once we get to 2021, it'll just be the last 4 months. So it will be Q4 of last year and then Q1, 2, and 3 of this year, which indeed is going to be 808,000 vehicles. Next up, some good news here from Reuters. The US government rejects 2019 petition to investigate Tesla vehicle fires. So NHTSA has rejected a 2019 petition to open a formal investigation into Tesla vehicle fires, so this investigation not going to happen. This was initially filed against Tesla by a California lawyer, Edward C. Chen, on behalf of Tesla owners, over non-crash fire concerns, including reports of those 3 fires in China. In NHTSA's denial, they said the available data indicate that non-crash battery fires in Tesla vehicles are indeed rare events. NHTSA continued, no fires related to the subject condition have been observed globally since 3 fires in China and Hong Kong over a 48-day period from late March to mid-May 2019. There have been no fires in the United States related to this issue. Next up, you guys may know that I am far more excited to dig into Tesla's financials once we get that on the 25th of this month than I was just for the deliveries. JPR has some good info here as well. In 2021 Q2, Tesla completed the repayment of its China loan for Shanghai and retired the related loan facility. Simply put, Tesla has paid off in the background that $1.4 billion loan for the Shanghai factory. Done, over with, very bullish news. Tesla continually reducing its debt, improving margins, improving cash flow. It is quietly becoming a margin and cash generation behemoth. Next up, I think this will be really good information for some of you to have. So Reddit post, when people ask how long it takes to charge the battery, a lot of us are in this situation in conversations about EVs. Here are some really good talking points so you don't have to say 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and immediately turn that person off to an EV. One option, I say it's nice waking up to a full charge every morning instead of having to drive to the gas station to fill up. Exactly, it takes me literally 10 seconds to plug, unplug in my car, so over a week I spend around 2 minutes dealing with keeping the tank full. Tank. You can charge automatically when electricity prices are at their lowest. I wake up to a full tank every morning. It's basically like charging your phone. I leave mine plugged in overnight and unplug it the next morning. So there are some simple and effective responses for you to use. Now, if the individual you're talking to lives in an apartment or a condo, you may need a different response if they don't have access to home charging. But then the conversation can get into, well, what you can do in your Tesla with Netflix and YouTube, and how supercharging stations are often located at shopping centers and places where they can go do something and not just sit and wait. Over the weekend, this image was circulating a refreshed Model S with a regular steering wheel. No one really knows for sure what's going on here. It could be for testing, it could be an aftermarket modification, although somebody did say this specific car did have manufacturer's plates, but that doesn't mean you can't do an aftermarket mod. Now, I personally don't think this is something that we will see because Elon did say that we should not be expecting a regular wheel option for the Model S, although I know a ton of people still want it. But no matter what, there will always be plenty of people that really want a regular wheel and a stock, no matter how good that new technology gets. It would be great for Tesla to have the optionality, just because the fact is they will miss out on Model S sales because of the yoke. So we'll see what happens. Next up, this right here was a good article by our friend Alex Voigt talking about bribery and corruption in the automotive industry, especially when it comes to media and journalism. It's one of those, it's better if you're interested. I've linked it below so you can read it on your own. Next up, a quick anecdote here that I thought was very funny. The Stonk Junkie on Twitter. Hey Elon, could you have your team make it a little harder to order a car, please? I was driving the family to a pumpkin patch yesterday in our 2017 Explorer. Wife asked, how do you buy a Tesla? He said it takes about 1 minute on your phone. A few minutes later, he gets this, the order confirmation for a Tesla, to which Elon said, awesome, effortless ordering is our goal. Comparing this to a dealership model, that alone, huge W for Tesla. But that is all for today, so please take a second to like the video. If you did, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.